Welcome guys to Cooking Out of Mode. We are back here with another recipe for you guys. So today we're going to be cooking, Chef Charlie?
Yeah, we're going to cook pork chops, smoked pork chops Mexican style.
Great. This is a delicious, I've had this before and it's a delicious recipe. So yeah, let's get started. Alright guys, welcome back. So this is the actual smoked pork chop. Now one of the things that we wanted to point out, this is the actual way that it should be cut. Look at the actual thinness, it's not really that thick itself. So reason for this is because you want to be able to get the whole thing cooked in a faster amount of time. And then of course, just gives it a lot of flavor to soak in. And then here we have about 12. Then we move into the nopales. This is an actual cactus plant. You can probably buy this at a Spanish store or Hispanic store near your area. He's already cut it up. Chef Charlie's already cut it up in cubes. So he's gonna show you how to actually cut it. That's why we left one there. And then here we have the other stuff. It's kind of like a pico de gallo. So we already FCC, and then we'll show you how to cut this too. But as you've seen, this is how it's already, it should be. So we have the garlic there. We also have the onions. We have tomatoes, and then some chilies here. Once again, we have the serrano chile, the red jalapenos in there. And then we're going to go ahead and show you how to cut all of these up. So stay tuned. All right, guys. So Chef Charlie's going to be showing you how to actually cut the vegetables here. Starting off with the garlic clove here. So you want to make sure that you cut it in slices, as he's doing right now. So you just want to cut it in slices. Doesn't matter if it's like thick, thin, big, just as long as you cut it in slices, that'll work. The jalapeno, also same thing, you want to cut it in slices there. You have the serrano, same thing, sliced it up. We have the tomato and then the onion here. So the tomato, what you do want to do is make sure you cut it in half. Once you do cut it in half, you're going to then make sure that you slice it. This is a proper way of actually, well, what chefs usually do in the kitchen.
You need to leave, you don't need to cut all the edge.
Yeah, so what you want to do is you want to go pretty much all the way up top. Instead of fully cutting it, you want to make sure that you just cut it up to where the top is. This is better for you so that you can have a better control on the tomato. And then you can actually just chop it up just like that. So as you're seeing right now. So this is just a technique so that you learn, as you're cooking as well, on how to cut the tomato properly. Then next we're gonna move into the onion here. And then the onion, of course, this one's easier because it's already come in layers. So what you're gonna do is just same thing, exact same thing as the tomato. You want to cut it pretty much like lines in between, but don't cut all the way through. Then what you do is you flip one side and you start cutting just like how you're doing right now. So there it is, your pico de gallo, as we will say. Now we'll finally move into the nopal. The nopal is a little trickier to cut, and reason for this is because it has a lot of thorns out of the cactus itself. So what we're gonna do, he's gonna show you exactly. You wanna go down in the motion and just cut over the little thorns that are sticking out, little by little.
So the trick is you need to use a small knife like this one. So it's gonna be more easy for you to cut it off on the kind of sticks.
Okay. On the sides, it has a lot of thorns, so make sure you kind of wanna make a circle as you're cutting, removing all the edges around. So one of the things is we're also going to show you how to cut it. One major trick or tip, if you will say, is try not to leave the nopal. Once it's cut, try not to leave it too much out in the oven. Reason for this is because eventually it'll oxidize. So it'll start turning red, and then it's because of the slimy part on the inside. So we want to make sure that you cut it right away and use it right away, as we have here. So he already has some cut here, but this is so that you can, see how we're doing it. And then the same thing with this, you just cut in lines.
You need to cut in lines.
And then, just flip it over and then cut it in cubes. So once you finish with the cutting of the nopal, there's a trick on how to cook it. So as you see, Chef Charlie already has added onions in there.
Chopped onions.
That's chopped onions, and then that's about a quarter of a head of an onion. Then eventually what we're going to do is we'll add the garlic. That's actually the garlic there. And then we have 3 cloves in there. So we'll add that in there. And then we're going to do the pepper. So it'll be a pinch of salt, of pepper, not a much.
Just kind of pinch.
Yeah, we'll pinch there. And then finally we have the salt.
Salt.
So it'll be 1 tablespoon.
Himalaya.
Yeah, we like we always do. We like to use the Himalayan salt. Just house favorite here. Perfect. So what we'll do is we'll let that boil for how long, Chef?
Until they start getting boiled, but they have to be careful because sometimes it gets very a lot of
bubbles.
Gotcha. And yeah.
So yeah, just make sure that you want to let it boil, and then as you see starting boiling, be careful because they will overflow. And that's because of the slime mixed with the water and all of that. It's gonna create all those bubbles there. So just leave that until it starts boiling. Then we're gonna switch over to the pork chops itself. We're gonna fry them with the avocado oil. That's one of the things that we usually use here in the house. It's healthier. Apart from that, it can actually support high heat. So it's pretty good. And then we're just gonna start frying the pork chops, all 12 of them first. And then yeah. All right, guys. So this is the nopal. So once again, we had the top on and it started boiling. So want to make sure that once it starts boiling, keep it there for maybe about a minute or 2 at most, and then just take it off. Then we move on to the chuletas, the pork chop here. So they're already finished. Keep in mind they're gonna be smoked, so you don't really need to fry them a lot. So as you see right now, they're pretty much all done. We probably once it's the pan is hot and everything, we put them in there. You just want to just flash them. In this case, you want to look into the to leave them in there for maybe 3 to 4 minutes, and then it should turn out just like what you're seeing right now. Okay. From here, we're going to the next process of mixing in the vegetables, the pico de gallo and all of that stuff, and then we'll go to the next step. You'll see. Okay, guys. So we just kind of strained it here, leaving it cool down for a little bit. We're gonna move over to the actual pico de gallo. So we already have, as you see, the pot cooking. So you can stick in all the ingredients that we already have cut up, and then we're gonna have those simmer for until you start seeing it, golden brown, and then the tomato, cooked. Now, what I was gonna mention, the chili part. I mean, not everybody likes spicy, but I mean that will be all at your discretion. If you want to add the chilies, you can definitely do so. If you don't want to, you don't have to. So you can do it mild, you can do it spicy, all your taste. So once again, we had added the avocado oil there before we started cooking it. We're gonna do a tablespoon of salt, and then let it here maybe for 5-10 minutes until it is all cooked in.
Yeah, we need to wait until it's cooked.
So yeah, we're just gonna wait it.
You add the pork chops.
The pork chop itself?
Yeah.
Perfect. So yeah, we'll cook this part here, let it simmer down a little bit. Once it's all cooked and ready, you'll start seeing some of the juice itself from the vegetables come out. And at that point, that's when we're gonna go ahead and add the pork chops. So, all right, guys. So as you see here, you have the vegetables halfway cooked. We went ahead and put in the pork chops inside, so they kind of absorb the vegetable juice, and vice versa. The vegetables have the meat flavor. You can probably leave them here for about 5 to 7 minutes until you can see, that it's all simmered in. Then you want to add the nopales that we cooked in. Once again, this is so you can have that flavor absorbed by the meats, and then you can also have the vegetables, absorb the flavor meat. So yeah. All right, guys. So the food is all ready. In this case, we have the pork chops here. Chef Charlie, what do you think? Does it look
looks
good?
awesome. Looks delicious.
All right, so I'm about to give it a taste real quick. Let's see how it turned out. Keep in mind, this is a little spicy here, so this is, you know, the one that I want. So let's see real quick. Let's take a look. Taste. Delicious. Sorry for me speaking with my mouth full, but can't help it. It's so delicious here.
Very good, man.
You did an amazing job.
Thank you.
So once again, with this, you can accompany with avocados, you can do tortillas, rice. It's a really fast. Well, it shows a little kind of a lot of work to it, but it's really delicious at the end. So it's well worth it. So yeah, guys, enjoy your recipe. Please give us any comments, any advice, tips that you think that we might be able to do in our future videos. And once again, you know, give us a thumbs up.
Okay, bye.
All right, thank you.